stampingwithdye.com. How are you today? I am so glad you are here. I hope you are not sick of seeing the sweets and treats. And if you are, that's all right, because this is the last card you're going to see from me using this cute stamp set. And it is retiring. You are on time. You're the first one, Teresa. Yay! This is retiring. So as soon as December 31st, I believe it's December 31st, you won't be able to get this, and they could run out of them, right? Like there's a lot of stuff that has already run out. So I want to show another cute card. This is actually one from the class, because I did do it as a class, and we also used it at Fall Social. So we have had so much fun with this stamp set, but there still could be one or two people out there that don't have it. So I'm hoping that this one is that card that makes you go, I have to get that set. So anyways, all right, so let me get started, and I'm going to turn the phone, and I hope we don't have any issues like we had yesterday. Oh my gosh, it was like one thing after another. All right, so let me make sure I'm in the right spot. Yay! Okay, I am. All right. So we are using today, the sweets and treats and stitched rectangle, scalloped contours, and I'm also going to be using the star-crossed embossing folder, and this, I believe, it's also retiring. So my right hearing aid is like, sounds like it's, the battery's dying, but usually it tells me, so it could just be I'm talking too loud and it's turning itself down. It's saying, calm yourself down, girl. All right, so let's see here. So where's all my pieces? So here's my pieces. So let's see who all is here. We have Teresa and Dawn and Candy. Hey, Brenton. You have this because you keep making, oh, yes. Well, that's kind of good, that means I'm doing my job, right? If you leave from watching one of my lives and go, well, I need that now. All right, so this is the Mossy Meadow. So this is a color that they brought back. And what's funny is the year they brought it back, I actually got a new car, and this is the color of it. And I didn't understand why I loved it so much. And then they brought this color back, and I go, that's why, because it was an old color. All right, we're also using Pear Pizzazz. And then here is that star-crossed. So see how it has that cool, like there's stars on one side and crosses on the other side. So we're going to be using that as well. I'm also using the Heartwarming Hugs DSP. Now this is also retiring, and this is so fun. I love this DSP so much. And it actually was a carryover, and there's other ones that are going to be carrying over from this year. This isn't one of them. So if you didn't get this DSP, you're going to want to make sure that you do. Hey, Rhonda. All right, so let me do a little bit of stamping. All right, let's see here. All right, so this was one of the classes in the mail. I did not do a class in the mail for December just because it's December, right? But this is going to be January's class in the mail, nuts and bolts. I am so excited. I have some fun projects with this one. So you want to make sure that you sign up for this one. I haven't put out the sign up yet. So if you don't get my emails, if you don't follow my blog, you want to make sure you do so that you don't miss out when I have the sign up for the nuts and bolts. It's so stinking cute. All right, so let's see. I didn't want to forget to tell that. I need a grid sheet. Now this is a photopolymer set. So I'm going to use my little mat underneath there. So what I want to do is I'm going to stamp with Memento. Because, yes, we are coloring with the blends. I know, surprise, surprise, double surprise. All right, so let me get my little things stamped here so they can dry. All right, so we're going to use the little Christmas fruitcake. So we want the Christmas fruitcake. And I also want the cake plate as well. So let's see, what am I missing as I'm stamping? I feel like I should have Christmas music on, but then you might not be able to hear me. Me being deaf, that's one thing that bothers me, is if somebody has music on in the background, then a lot of times it's hard for me to hear the person talking. So I don't know if anyone else is deaf or hard of hearing, if that bothers you too. All right, then this is going to be the inside of the card. I just want to make sure I'm grabbing the right one. Hang on a minute. I just want to make sure before I stamp on it. Yes. All right. So if you did this class in the mail, you're probably going, oh, I made this card. Or maybe you didn't get it made in time, right? So now you can make it along with me. So that's like my classes in the mail are, you get a PDF with the supply list. There's no measurements on the PDF, only because I give you all the pieces all ready to go. So like everything that I'm showing you here today was in the packet. So your DSP was cut, it's already, so for me to measure everything, it would take even more time. So I just put the supply list. I figure if you get one of the cards and go, oh, I want to make a bunch of these. You have the card finished, right? You can just measure your pieces. All right. So that's going to dry. I also want to stamp my little Bring On Christmas, because I still might need an odd Christmas card this year. And this is the Mossy Meadow. So Bring On Christmas. I had to re-ink my pad. Mossy Meadow is one of those, I swear. I have to ink it up every time before I use it. There's certain colors that are like that. I don't know why. I have no idea. All right, so Bring On Christmas. And it's such a pretty green. All right, so while I have that pad out, I'm going to glue these together. So this is just going to stack. So I can put this on the inside of my card. Get that started. So it's on the inside of the card, and it's also on the outside of the card. So I gave everybody just the same size pieces, so there was no confusion. All right, and that's just going to go in the bottom. So I think I did my last shopping for Christmas. I had got the groceries got delivered, so that's good. Oh, look at my nice hair. All right. And then let me put the inside greeting. So the inside greeting, oh, Rhonda, I would have thought you would have got them done. You were probably so busy sending me cards because you were so sweet that you were sending me get well cards. I was getting them almost daily, I swear. All right, you are the best. All right, so let's see here. So any way you slice it, I'm thankful for you. So that's going to go on the inside. Now I can get rid of this pad. So I'm done with that. I'll set this aside. All right, so let's bring this over. Flip it over, and we're going to do some coloring. I know, surprise, surprise. All right, so we're going to bring this over. So I might as well color them at the same time, right? These little, I keep wanting to call them figgy puddings, but they are Christmas fruit cake. All right. So did you make fruit cake, Rhonda, with all your baking? All right, let's see here. I didn't even do any baking this year. All right, so let's do a little bit of the green. Our neighbors, they always give us like cookies at Christmas. And so they brought them over the other day. So we already have been eating them. We're so bad. So the night they gave them to us, we had eaten a late lunch. And here we are, old people, and our supper was cookies and milk. But you know what? When you're adult, you can eat what you want. But I'm like, oh my gosh, we are so bad. All right, so this is dark granny apple green. So by stamping them just on the side, they're just kind of a little sneak peek on the side here, just so that it coordinates with the front of the card. And I'm also going to put some granny apple green of those little cherries that are in the fruit cake. So we were talking about these the other day. So are they maraschino cherries? Do they still make maraschino cherries? Can you buy them in the store to put in your cookies and stuff? I don't even know. All right. Obviously, I don't. All right. So let me put, I'm going to put some little candied maraschino cherries in our fruitcake. So cute as I thump my blends in the container. All right. Then let's see. All right. So let's do the top of our icing. Let's do our icing. Let's see. Oh, Teeny, you have to get it out. It is. I've had so much fun with it. And today I'm not even using the domes. I'm not using the shaker domes or even the little dome stamp, but it's so versatile. Oh my gosh, 23 family members. It's just going to be the three of us. We keep it pretty calm on Christmas. All right, so this is just light pale papaya. And that's going to be my frosting on my fruit cake. So this was light pale papaya. So I'm just kind of doing it on the edges and kind of down in that nook and cranny there, as well as here. And then I'm just going to cut these out. Easy peasy. So I've noticed, I've mentioned it before, like certain blends smell worse than the others. Like some I don't smell at all. But pale papaya has a little bit of a smell. And definitely so saffron, which I'm going to use now, definitely does. All right, and then I'm going to use the light so saffron. And I'm just going, and I'm touching the edges, and that's just going to soften where they meet. And it makes that almost glow. It makes it almost be kind of glowy. And then we can always add more if we need to. As it soaks in, you know, it'll like soak in a little bit. So this is just a light so saffron. So by going over, and I'm just touching it lightly, when I'm touching those edges, it will just soften that papaya, and then it will kind of blend them in together. And we can always add more if we want. So I'm just squishing that around in there. And we don't want to lighten it too much, but I love the look of it because it does. It looks like that icing is so shiny. All right. And if it lightened too much, let's see here. Let's take the dark pale papaya. And we're just going to touch it here and there, not a whole lot. I'm just going down in these nooks and crannies right down here where that icing would pool and be just a little bit darker. So do the same thing over here. And then as the coat or soaks in, it will combine a little bit better. The colors will commingle. Right, that looks good. Then then where is the bronze? So I wanted to do my my cake. I wanted to make my cake be like really kind of chocolatey looking. So I'm using bronze. And I can't remember the name of that cake that you can get at the store. And it's kind of this shape, right? It's kind of like a dome. And people do things with it. Like, you know, they'll cut it apart. And they'll do other things with it other than just eat it. And I can't think what it's called. But I think it has fruits in it as well. I don't think it's brioche. But anyways, all right, so this is just bronze. So I'm just coloring this whole thing bronze. I'm not going to make it be two colors. Bronze and ivory are that duo that I've talked about before. So it's not like we have a light bronze and a dark bronze. You get a bronze and an ivory in the duo pack. And I love the bronze. It's just such a pretty, pretty chocolatey color. And it looks great on this fruit cake. We used to always get fruit cake at the end of a wedding in Canada. And I don't know if that is in the United States too or not. And I just remember, you know, when you would leave the wedding, you would get this tiny little piece of fruit cake. And there would be a doily wrapped on it. And let's see, I want to also do a couple of these colors in here. And I don't know if they do that in the States or not. But so that's what this kind of reminds me of, right? So this is the light real red. And then I'll go back with dark. So we've got some fun colors happening with our fruit in our cake. So yeah, because I can't remember if Jeff had answered my question on that, or he might not have known. Oh, panettone. Yes, panettone. That's what it is. But don't people do stuff with it? Like, is it a fruit cake? I don't even know. All right, so this is just dark real red. But I just remember, you know, I'd watch the Food Network, and then they would do certain things with that, you know, were they eating it for breakfast, cutting it and eating it? Were they frying it? I don't know. And it was one of those things I was always like, I should get one of those panettone things. And I never did. All right, so there's that. And then let's color our cake plate. And I'm going to do the cake plate red, because red is such a cute summer Christmas color. So I'm just doing my cake plate red. It's dark red and light red. So I'm going to miss this set. I'm not getting rid of it, but I mean, since it won't be a current set, then, you know, you won't see me, you know, demonstrating with it. I'll just use it on my own, because I keep stuff that I like, you know, to use on my own. All right, so there's a cute little cake plate. Let that dry a little bit. All right, so this should be good and dry. I'm going to take my gel pen, and I'm just going to put a little bit of gel, a couple little dots on our cherries, and a little, 3 little dots. You know me, 3 little dots on our leaves. All right. Oh, maybe they used it for French toast. Yes, that might have been what it is. And I have used just brioche bread for French toast, and oh, it's so good. Brioche is also really good for grilled cheese sandwiches. Oh my gosh, have you ever used brioche bread for grilled cheese sandwiches? It is so yummy. All right. You're making me hungry, all this talk. All right. So then I'll put a little bit of white gel on my cake plate. So we started watching, we watched Yellowstone, and then last night they started, or maybe it wasn't last night, but we watched it last night. They started the new series 1883, but I got a migraine. When I get migraines, I get aura migraines. And this might be TMI, but it's just you and me gabbing, right? So I seem to get them right. I'm old, so I have to wear an estrogen patch. Okay, this is really getting TMI. But anyways, and I don't get them like I used to. I used to get them all the time, and they were a hormonal thing, and it was horrible because then I can't see. So if you like, I would explain to people, if you cut up like pictures and just swirl them on the desk, because you'd have all these colors, right? All these weird pixely color. That's what it's like, and you can't even see. So anyways, so I don't get them as often, but I still do. And it's usually right near the time when you have to change your patch. And I think it's just that it's running out. But there you go. Maybe a little more information than you cared to know about right before Christmas from Diana. All right, so I'm just cutting these guys out. And don't be too worried about the leaves here. Like, I'm not going to go really, really close, only because I'm going to be gluing them on here, which is another piece of basic white. So it's not going to be like totally noticeable that I didn't go way into the nooks and crannies of that, just because it's white on white. So you won't necessarily be able to see that. All right. But I love this. So I hope we get some more similar kind of sets. I like the size of this one. It's great for cards. And I like this nice solid line image of it for coloring. And it's just so cute, right? I mean, it's kind of, it works for all ages too. It's not super cartoony, but it's not so elegant. Does that make sense? It's just a cute set. So if you know anybody that is a baker, they may like this set, right? That they could, stamp on a card, to go with, whatever they're baking for somebody. All right, so I believe I am ready to put everything together. Get this out of the way. So who's making French toast now for supper? All right, so let's put this on the inside of our card. So again, this was Mossy Meadow. Let me scoot up. I'm too close now. All right, so Mossy Meadow. And then we'll do the outside. Now the outside is this right here. So I'm going to bring these two pieces over. Now this card was inspired by, I can't remember if I changed it. So that's why I usually say inspired, because I can't remember. But anyways, by Jenna Bohannon. So if you know Jenna, she was who I got the idea for this card. All right, so we've got these two pieces, so they match these two. And they're going to go on the outside of the card here. And they're a little bit longer, and that's okay. Then I just trim them shorter. So just eyeball that on there. And you could leave them like overhanging if you wanted. Like you totally could. But I'm just going to trim them. So So this folder is kind of cool. Well, any folder is the same way. So look at, like, if you use it this way, everything is concave, like the stars are inside, you know, or you use it this way, the stars come outside. So it gives it a totally different look to it. All right. So then this is going to go on here. But this is tone on tone. So this is Pear Pizzazz on Pear Pizzazz. Even though I embossed it, it's still the same color on top of the same color. So I want to use some dimensionals. Let me get some dimensionals here. Let's see. Do I have any big mama ones? I have used all my big ones. I have baby ones. All right. I used all my big ones up. All right. So we're using baby ones. Still going to stick. All right. And then I just put one in the center so that you don't have a saggy center. Heaven forbid we have a saggy center. All right. So then that just goes on there. And this way, it's just going to have a little bit of like a shadow, right? Because as the, you know, the person looks at the card and the light hits it, you can see there's a shadow there. All right, then this is going to go on the card. And then I'm just coloring, adhering that like directly. And then we can put our cute little cake on here. So I'm going to put this on first. And I am putting dimensionals on here. And then I'll put the cake on after. Because then the card is done and it's just easier to visually, you know, put the cake where you want it when the card is done. Let's see. Peel, peel, peel. All these little dimensional backings everywhere. All right, so that looks good. That looks pretty good. All right. Then we want my Bring On Christmas. Oh, you know what I did? I stamped on this shape. Let's see. Is that going to fit? I think it will. I was going to stamp on this shape. So this actually came from, let me make sure it fits. Let me make sure. Hold on a second. Because this one comes from, oh my gosh, Diana, it's coming back. It makes a little, yeah, that'll fit. It's in the mini catalog, not the one that we still have. Hold on a second. It starts with a P. It starts with a P. Pillow box. Oh my gosh, my memory. This is the little die that goes with the pillow box. So I mentioned the layering rectangles, so that was this one, but I didn't even realize I had stamped on that shape. So anyways, so I don't want you going, hey, that's not the right thing. So that's where this little die came from, was Pretty Pillow Box. And it is returning. All right. And it's a cute little shape, isn't it? So it kind of goes with the scallops here, because it has a scallop here, and then it has the stitching, so it looks super cute. All right, so let's get our cake plate. I didn't even realize that. Hey, Charlotte and Barb. I do a lot of tone on tone. I guess it's just because, I don't know why. Who knows why? But all right, so now I'm just going to, I want to put a little strip. So I'm just taking my dimensional. It just adds that extra little something, something. And so that's why. All right, so I probably cut these too long. So I'm going to pull this one off. There we go. So I can put these on here. So this is just a skinny one and another little skinny one. And now the cake plate will be really secure on there. I just need to trim this edge so it doesn't overhang. There we go. Like that. I have dimensional backings everywhere. Let's see, peel, peel, peel. All right. So then that's going to go on here. So I've also been watching Monk. There we go. And then that's going to go on there. So cute. I've been watching, and I didn't think I'd watched Monk, but when I watch an episode, I'll go, okay, I remember this one. Oh, I remember this one. But there are certain ones that I didn't see. But I love watching like old TV shows, and then you'll see somebody that, you know, that might have been the show they were discovered on, right? That they are now really popular. All right, so let's see here. So that's going to go on there. And then I'm also, when I get it done, I'm going to put some of the shimmery crystal effects like I used yesterday on the berries. So this cake is going to sit right there. So see how, because this is like the white on the white, you don't necessarily notice that I didn't go in here and cut it because it just kind of blends in. I mean, if you point it out, but we're not going to point it out. All right, so then I want to use some bling bling. Where's my bling? All right, so these are the red rhinestone basic jewels. So I'm going to put some of those on. So I usually this is just an envelope, those clear envelopes. And so I usually try to keep one unopened one so I can tell you what I'm using. And then I have like all these loose ones in there. So that's why it looks like it does. All right, so we're just going to put these cute little red rhinestones. So these kind of look like fancy little nail heads on there. So 1, 2, 3. And if you wanted, you could put these on the berries and then your berries would shine. That would be super cute. That would be super, super cute. But I'm going to use the shimmery crystal effects. Where are you? Where are you? Here you are. All right. And I think I did enough gel pen. So let's see here. So we're going to do the crystal effects. And what I do is I just take a little scrap and I'm just going to give it a squeeze to get it started. And then I want to put that aside so I don't get my arm in it. All right. So then you're just going to squeeze. And I just kind of roll it around just to get rid of that. It's almost like when you're doing meringue, right? And you want that stiff peak. You don't want a stiff peak on your crystal effects. All right. And then I just kind of tap on the bottom and that will just settle it. And then we're going to set it aside to dry. So let me do that. I'm going to throw my piece of paper away. Hang on a minute. So let me just put it over here. I put it behind me so I don't mess with it. All right, so here's one that's already dry, so it looks super cute. I think I did them pretty much the same, except here is that rectangle. And then here is a cute little box using that same set. So let me show you. So this is a cute little box. And then this is just a sleeve or a belly band. So it just slides off of here. And this actually uses that Celebration DSP that had the penguins. And then I just put, you know, a little pie on the front. Any way you slice it, I'm thankful for you. And we're just going to make a little box here. So we've got our 1, 2, let's see how many cards we can put in here. 3, 4 envelopes. Let's see if I can get 4 cards in there. We'll see. We will see. All right, so we've got 4 envelopes. We've got this card. Look how cute that card is. We have this card that is super, super cute as well. And there it is, that same kind of idea. And then here's one I've done as well. So we've got a birthday card. And then the one I did the other day, the Bring on Christmas. So let's see if that is going to close. That might be too... Oh, it does. It works. Because that belly band's going to hold it, right? So we're just going to stick that on there. Slide that on. And now this is a cute little present. All right, slide that on there. Hang on a minute. I put quite a few in there. I don't want to tear my belly band. There we go. So look how cute that is. So wouldn't that be a cute little present to give to somebody? I think it is adorable. Now these boxes are carrying over and they are super fun. They are in the June, July to August, or July to July to December. Remember, but it was actually August. So that's the July to December is where you get those little boxes, but they are carrying over. So thank you. So the box actually was part of that class too. So they made that little box. So if you are going, oh, I really want to start doing your classes, January. So this is the January class. I haven't announced it yet, but that's the one. Super cute. You also have till the end of December to save $5 on your spring social registration. So you don't want to miss out on that. I think I have like dimensional backings all over. So I'm glad you like that. So yeah, so see, this is a super little, I always put a little something out for my target, my shipped person. So this would be great. Especially, you know, the closer Christmas comes, there's, you know, always that, you know, like that last, someone will stop by the house, you're like, oh my gosh, you know, and then, so these are perfect little things to do, not only for Christmas, but just to have on hand for any kind of thing, right? And they are food grade, so you can put cookies in them. So if you're putting cookies in them, you might not want to put cards in them, because then the cards get all greasy. But so anyways, so all right, so I'm gonna say see you later, alligator. We will see you tomorrow for my Whatcha Making Wednesdays, 3 o'clock Arizona time, same channel. And thank you so much for spending time with me today, and it does my heart good. So I will see you tomorrow. All right, night everybody.